All right, and welcome to A Couple of Instigators, episode 16. And I have another special guest on, Jane. And where I started, Rochester Free Radio with Lorraine, where I started Shaking Up Rochester. She's going to be joining me also tonight. Amy will be back with us next week. Amy is currently moving out of her tiny house situation and got a new house, and she's been extremely busy. So we'll be expecting her back next week. So, yeah, say hi, Jane.
Hello. How are we doing?
All right, Bud, Lorraine's back.
Hey!
Lorraine's back, Shaking Up Rochester.
Yeah, the whole city of Rochester is zombie today.
Yeah, zombie town. Lorraine says we're having a zombie town because of the holiday.
There's nobody around.
But I tell you, I just checked my Lyft and Uber app, and it's surging, so someone's going out.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess so people want to go out and party.
Yeah, so really quick before we get into anything, talking to Jane. So I everybody knows how I'm using the Zaduda which is the AliExpress Asian cream. It's the Miracle Cream. And that's the cream that I bought 10 tubes of because my entire body needs a miracle. So I thought if I spread it on my stomach, it would just disappear. But at any rate, it has been working on my face, but I broke out with a couple pimples. So now I'm sharing my cream with Lorraine.
Yes, I'm putting it on my hematoma on my chin.
And then a hematoma.
Yes, and I got a bump on my top of my head.
Yeah.
I put that on, and I have, I guess, a little tiny spider vein.
Oh, and I got a special.
What?
News
What?
alert. I got a special cream. I got 10 tubes for just your veins on your legs.
Oh, what's in that?
Well, we don't know what's in it. The unicorn dust is part of the ingredients. We don't know what they put in that stuff in China, but 300,000 people swear by it.
Well, we'll see. I wonder if there's any lead in it.
Lead?
Yeah, they say there's a lot of lead in Chinese products.
Maybe I could get a lead check.
Yeah.
Which I should have got for my kids when they were little, because they were upstairs snacking on lead. And if your kids are real stupid,
right,
from eating too much lead, the government mails you a check every month.
Oh, that's right, they do.
I didn't get a lead check, but I'm really considering sending them in for testing, and I want back pay because I'm quite sure I can retire.
Retro pay, yes.
Retro pay for 23 years with them dumb kids.
Well, now we can just put this cream on them.
Yeah.
And then have them get tested.
No, but seriously, we do think that the cream has steroids in it.
Right, it has to have something.
And I haven't grown a pair of balls yet, and I've been using it pretty steady, so I don't.
No hair coming out of you?
Well, I've always got hair. I'm Italian,
Well,
but I didn't get any balls or anything.
No.
So.
Well, maybe I'll get some.
Well, let's see what happens. So at any rate, Lorraine's using the Zaduda flu.
I'll be the new guinea pig.
My new guinea pig.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have Jane with me. Jane Ives.
Hello.
Has a great name, number one. I could see it on the marquee for Saturday Night Live.
Thank you. Actually, here's a fun fact. My mom named me so that it would be short enough to fit on a marquee no matter what.
There you go.
Wow, you're a star.
Yeah, I know. That's not really pushing it or anything.
So you know what this kind of reminds me of, Jane?
What?
Your mother named you so you would fit on a marquee.
Yes.
And that kind of reminds me of like how Princess Kate was bred to marry royalty.
Yes.
Right?
That should have been
So
my
you're
path.
bred to be a star.
Yes.
That's different.
Right.
Right?
But I wish I could have been Princess Kate.
Well,
or Meghan.
Here's the difference with Meghan. The fact that one of her friends set her up on a blind date with Harry it makes me reevaluate all my daughter's friendships.
Right.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, you need better friends if they're not setting you up with royalty.
Exactly.
Honestly.
Like, what's up?
I mean, I'm fine that it's not like England, and I have a wonderful partner. He's great.
Yeah.
But like, we could have done like, Austria or some smaller principality, and then I could have become a princess. But it's all, it's all.
Yeah, you know what though? Being princess is overrated. Let's face it. She had to give up her social media.
She can't do anything.
What's life without your social media?
She cannot do anything.
I mean,
she can't even eat rare meat.
What'll happen?
She can't eat rare meat if she goes out to dine. Like if she wants to eat rare meat, it has to be from the wherever she's living.
Oh, they're afraid someone will poison her or something?
I think it's
shame on them.
Food sickness, probably.
Food sickness is the main thing, yeah.
Yes, is that really true? Because I was reading some really weird facts and, about things they kind of can't do. And I was reading it, and I'm like, come on, this is almost like biblical. Like,
What?
old time, like, do they really still practice, like, with the Bible? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, really.
Do they bring someone around with them to taste the food
Yeah.
before they eat
Yeah,
it?
I mean, it's very strange. But, I mean, that's good. I don't know. I mean, they're going to be doing a lot of charity and a lot of traveling to third world countries, so
Yes.
I'm not really
They
sure.
do a lot of good work. And
You know.
I'm glad that at least Megan is someone
They do
who's-
have that in
who's-
common,
who's
right?
different. Yeah, she's
Yes.
different
Yes.
than all the other
Yes.
people
And
in
she's
the-
American, so
Yeah.
right there.
It's new
But,
blood.
New
New
blood. But, people are all making comments because there was that picture of her when she was like 12 years old in front of the the palace when she was a little girl posing. I'm like, she was on vacation in London. But I'm feeling a little bit like the fact that when they said, we want to fix you up with our friend Harry. And they were like, he's the Prince of Wales or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
She's like, I'm really not familiar with him. Is he kind? Bitch, is he kind?
Is he kind? Mm.
Don't act like you didn't know who he was.
Right.
Right.
Oh, Prince Harry. I've never.
Right.
I've never heard
I don't know.
of Prince Harry.
Yeah, I don't know what palace that was. I was taking a photo op in front of when I was 13 with the flag.
You don't know. You don't know. Who knows? Selective memory.
That's okay, though. It worked out. I like her. I thought she looked beautiful. We did a whole show last week about her with a friend of mine who lives in Canada. And, a lot of people didn't like her dress. I thought the dress looked fine. I liked that she didn't have a lot of makeup on. I don't find that heavy contouring look attractive on anybody. And it seems to be all the beautiful girls do it. It's like, why are you wearing 5, layers of makeup
Yeah.
when you don't, so for me, I thought she looked great. And, she got the cute one. The other one used to be cute. I don't know what happened. That poor guy. He's bald and pasty. He's so pasty. He needs to get some sun.
Yeah, they don't go out much, I don't think. Either his wife, they do look very pale and pasty.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
Yeah. But, it's all fine. So Jane went to school for
theater and a minor in women and gender studies.
Women and gender study,
Yes.
and that is so lesbian.
I know.
Lesbians in your class?
Yeah, it was actually a very diverse class.
Okay, so let's not be too... people say you're stereotyping. Stereotypes are based on reality. Let's be realistic.
It's true.
I am not a lesbian.
No, we know that.
But I've been curious about things in my life.
Right, but it's just very strange that a lot of lesbians do study that. Women's,
Yeah, it's a pickup class.
Yeah.
A lot of people ended up taking the classes because they had the word sex in the name, and they just sort of got enticed by that, and then it was a real shock when we didn't talk about...
when you didn't talk about that.
Right. Just theory and stuff.
Right.
A lot of reading.
Yeah. So, really quickly, though, what can you do with a gender study degree? I know you've got your theater, and obviously that's what you're working towards.
Right.
But with that, let's say you just took that as your major. What do you do?
I don't know. I did a minor, so it wasn't really as serious.
Right.
I really did like it. I imagined if I had continued in it, because I liked film so much, and I liked film through a feminist perspective, I would have gone that route.
Documentary type and writing.
And like looking at films through a feminist perspective. If I looked at a lot of Hitchcock films and thought about how women were portrayed, like the male gaze and stuff like that. So this is kind of sound boring. But
hey, I don't know too much about that, but
and activism.
I have to say, one thing that is for me is I read a lot of memoirs about women's suffrage, and as Danielle says, I should have been born an Indian woman.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Because I do love to read books about other cultures and women, and their lives aren't that great, and I find that all fascinating. And so, I mean, that probably would have, been something I was interested in. And, maybe that's a little bit of the lesbian in me.
Right.
The
Yes.
lesbian in you.
I don't know.
It's
Now I'm
probably
starting
a
to
lot
see a
of the
correlation
lesbian.
here. But no, I don't know. So you took theater.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do in theater classes? Like, what do you study in that?
So we did a lot of history of theater.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, all the way from the beginning, through Shakespeare up till now.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up studying a lot of theater from Buenos Aires and Brazil. That's just how I ended up focusing a lot on. But I also did a lot of film theater, like looking at film acting and film theory at the very end of my college career. But we also did, you had to do stagecraft,
Right.
which was like 1,000 hours or something. It was just crazy how much time I had to spend sweeping a stage.
Yep. And what about just the setting up, all of that? My daughter was very interested in that when she was younger. Building stages,
building.
And is that part of the degree?
Yeah, well, yeah,
It is.
That's one class you have to take. And
Okay.
it's
And then
very,
there's someone that just does wardrobe.
right,
For
yeah.
all these shows.
Yeah.
More than just one person
Yeah.
that does the wardrobe.
That was a class I could have taken, but I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get out of there, not because of the place. I just wanted to get out of school as fast as possible because school is expensive.
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I did a lot of prop making.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that's fun.
Yeah,
Makeup department they have too?
Oh, I did stage makeup as well. I made myself into a zombie, into a peacock. A lot of fun things. Yeah, and then acting classes and acting theory.
That's right. Right.
Oh, and children's theater.
So, do you think you have to have really good memorization skills? Because it's kind of strange that some of the greatest actors are extremely dyslexic. And Cher can't even read. She has somebody read her lines to her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I have...
Very, very poor reader. So is Tom Cruise.
Huh.
Very dyslexic.
Personally, I'm extremely good at memorizing
Memorization,
things.
yeah. So you'd be great on a soap opera.
Oh, right?
Because those are the tough ones, because you've got to learn pages of lines every single day.
yeah.
Talk about memorization.
Right, yeah.
Anything we're a daily... So soap operas are like killer.
Yeah, and they really never... Unless you get killed off, you pretty much always have a job.
You always have a job.
Yeah.
You always die and come back.
Yeah, the
right.
soap operas, they look at
Yes.
Erica Kane.
Yeah.
How many years? Just think about how much she had to memorize They say that's the toughest for memorization.
Yes.
People are very much underrate soap stars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know they do. They have to be there at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, they work long hours and they have to memorize a lot of stuff.
I've been watching soap operas since I was a little
Me too.
kid because my
Yeah.
mom would just
Yeah.
have it on.
Yes.
And so and there are still the same people.
Yes.
Sonny and
Right,
his
General
wife.
Hospital.
Yeah.
You're right. It is.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
All
There
the
was
same people.
One guy in there used to be in porn.
Oh.
The one that played Tad on one of them.
Really?
Yeah,
my
he used
God.
to be in porn a lot, yeah.
Okay.
He's
Lot of
versatile.
Yeah. He didn't have to study too many lines when he was in porn, though.
No.
Yeah, he was probably winging it.
Yeah, he was.
Right. Okay, so Jane,
Yes.
now you're in comedy.
Yes.
I met Jane since I've decided to do stand-up comedy. And it's me out there with, all these young kids. It's a lot. It's a lot for me. But, I'm getting up off the couch. It might kill me. But it's funny because I was telling Jane, some of these people have been out there grinding for 10 years. And I'm like, I don't even know if I'll live 10 more months. I don't know how I'm going to keep up with these young people out there, but I am. I'm definitely the AARP of comedy. I should be out looking for the early bird special, not doing stand-up. But Jane is a very talented kid. And I tell you, the first time I saw her, I was very, very impressed. And I'm not easily impressed.